When was the first time you thought about money? Today, on Words of Wisdom, I want to talk about all or some of the things that I've learned about money. My mother was a businesswoman. She used to trade in different things, but mostly in cereals. We used to buy maize during the harvest times in bulk and sell during the lower seasons. And by the time I was about 10 to 12 years, I'd already learned to measure maize using 2-kilogram tins, using debers and buckets, and also using 90-kilogram bags. I'd also learned that there is something like economies of scale, although by then I did not know its name. So I knew a bag of maize costs less in terms of quantity than a tin of maize. And that was my first lesson in finance. As a result, I learned about profits, capital, and investments from as early as that age. I've realized that a lot of people did not have the advantage of having a trader for a mother, so they never encountered some of these lessons that I learned when I was very young. And today, I want to appeal to all the parents that are parenting children. Do not assume that they will not understand when you talk to them about money. It's important that they start learning these lessons from when they are very young, because these lessons impact them in their lives in future. So, I would like to talk about money. And some of the things that I've learned is, number one, what you spend is not your money. When you go to a supermarket or you go to a shop, you buy clothes, you buy a vehicle, you buy shoes, you buy handbags like most women will do. That is not your money. It belongs to the trader who sold you the items. The only money that is yours is what remains after you spend. And that is what we call our savings. My advice is you should always save before you spend. Pay yourself first. Set aside the saving before you start spending. So when you do your budget, the first item on the budget should not be your rent, should not be your school fees, should not be all these other things. It should be savings, because that is the only money that belongs to you. What sets people apart in life is what you do with what you save. So it's not enough to save in a circle. When I talk to my friends who work in the circle, they tell me about 80% of the people who save in circles never borrow. It means that they are putting in their money, but they are not doing anything with that money. It just stays there. So what you do with what you save is what takes you forward. So you need to have a project that you're saving towards, because that is what informs how much you will save. So is it a home that you want? Is it a car that you want? Is it schooling that you want? Or what kind of an investment do you want? Get the figure and then start saving towards it, and then eventually do whatever it is that you're saving towards. And finally, you must ensure that you do not just buy stuff without a budget. Operating a budget is very important for you to be able to do all the things you want. You cannot just walk around life spending your money that is so hard earned anyhow. You need to have a budget that guides you on how much to spend on what. Keep it here for more words of wisdom from Mary Mulwa.